Assalamualaikum et bonjour. Today, we are going to look at some useful expressions which you can use in a daily conversation. Now, the useful conversation that we are going to look at, okay, some of it are, okay, you have to ask for names, to ask about one's well-being, to ask for an address, to ask for a nationality, to present oneself, and also to tell one's nationality. Okay, so now let's get started. Now, the first one is to ask for names. Okay, right. Now, you have the first one, tu and vous. Do you remember what is tu and vous means? Tu and vous mean you. Okay, the difference is tu is for informal situation and vous for formal situation. Okay, now let's look at the questions and answers. Before that, let's look at the question first. In French, there are three ways or three variations of asking questions. The first one is, normally you put the WH at the end of the questions, like this. The second is, you put the WH at the beginning of the questions. And the third one is a bit different. You call it inversion, subject, and verb. In a normal practice, we put subject first and follow with a verb. Saya makan, I eat, for example. Okay, but for the question is, you put the verb first and it is followed with a subject, like what we have here. It is what we call inversion, verb, and subject. Okay, so there are three variations of asking questions in French. Okay, right, but it means the same. Okay, whether you put WH at the beginning or at the end, or you put the verb first and subject later, it still means the same. Okay, for example here, number 1, 2, 3 means, what is your name? Okay, now, so let's look at the questions and answer for how to ask for names. Okay, right, I'm going to read this. You have, tu t'appelles comment? Comment tu t'appelles? Comment t'appelles-tu? This is for tu. Okay, now let's look at the questions for vous. Vous vous appelez comment? Comment vous vous appelez? Comment vous appelez-vous? Okay, now let's look at how it is pronounced. What are the letters which are silent and which letter to stress on? Okay, and where are the liaison or the link, we call it. Here, the first one, tu t'appelles comment? Okay, comment tu t'appelles? Comment t'appelles-tu? Well, if you have an apostrophe like this, do not cut the word into two. It should be one. It has to be tu t'appelles comment? Comment tu t'appelles? Comment t'appelles-tu? Okay, right. ENT is pronounced as on. Okay, now let's look at the link, or what we call it, liaison. Vous vous appelez comment? Comment vous vous appelez? Comment vous appelez-vous? So all these questions means, what is your name? Or actually it means, okay, it means how do you call yourself? Literally, it means how do you call yourself? But actually, it means what is your name? Okay, now let's look at the answers. Okay, you have here, je m'appelle Victor, je m'appelle Jennifer. Okay, je m'appelle. Again, you have apostrophe here. Do not cut this into two. It should be like ma. Je m'appelle. And the E is silent. Okay? Right, now let's move to the next question. So you have here for il and for elle. Il here means he and this one means she. So here you have a question this question is, what is his name and what is her name? Okay, so this one is, il s'appelle comment? Comment il s'appelle? Comment s'appelle-t-il? Okay, all right. Now, il s'appelle comment? Comment il s'appelle? And comment s'appelle-t-il mean what is his name? And you answer with, il s'appelle Martin. His name is Martin. Or literally it means he calls. Okay, literally it means he calls himself Martin. Right? So now let's look at the question, what is her name? Elle s'appelle comment? Comment elle s'appelle? Comment s'appelle-t-elle? Elle s'appelle Émilie. Now let's move to the next one. To ask for one's well-being or to ask simply asking, how are you? Now you have here, ça va? Comment ça va? Comment vas-tu? The S is silent. Comment allez-vous? There's a link here or liaison. I repeat that again. Ça va? Comment ça va? Comment vas-tu? Comment allez-vous? It means how are you? Now, ça va can be used as a question or as an answer just by changing the intonation. The question should be, ça va? The answer should be, ça va. Okay, all right. So you have the few variations of answer here, few possible answers. You have ça va, oui merci, ça va bien, pas mal as silent, très bien as silent, comme si comme ça, je vais bien. Okay, so it means, what does it mean? Ça va here means okay, oui merci means yes thank you, ça va bien means okay, pas mal means not bad, très bien means very good, comme si comme ça means more or less, je vais bien means I am fine. Now let's look at the question, ça va. Let's look at this question. Well, if you notice, there are one verb which is used repeatedly. Now you have here, 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 and here. All these four means actually, it comes from the verb ali. Ali here means to go. Later you're gonna see how ali is conjugated and how it is used in a sentence. Okay, but not in this clip. Alright, ali means here to go. Now let's move to the next question. You have to ask for an address. So you have again tu and vous. So this is asking where do you live, and where here is où. Okay, right. So you have tu habites où habites-tu, vous habitez où habitez-vous. Okay, now let's look at the pronunciation, how it is pronounced. To habit, es is silent, and h is also silent. To habit, u. Okay, so h silent, and this one is silent. Où habites-tu? And vous habitez, there should be a link or liaison there. Vous habitez où? Okay, so now, how do we answer to this question? J'habite à Paris. J'habite à Nice. I live in Paris and I live in Nice. Now, let's look at the expression j'habite. Actually, it comes from je and habite. Je means I, habite means live. But why does it change to J apostrophe? Because when je here meets a verb which starts with the vowel A, E, I, O, U, H, and Y, it will become J apostrophe. That's why you have here Jabit, because habit starts with the spelling H here. Okay, so actually je habite here is the same like j'habite. Okay, I live. All right. Okay, all right. So now let's continue. Now here we're gonna have two questions. We have two questions. Where does he live and where does she live? You have here for he and for she. Il habite où? H is silent, remember? Où habite-t-il? Okay, where does he live? Il habite à Toulouse. He lives in Toulouse. Where does she live? Elle habite où? Où habite-t-elle? Elle habite à Puncak Alam. Remember, H is always silent. Continue. To ask for one nationality, you have 2A. Okay, let's look at this. 2A français, 2A française, stress at the S is silent. Vous êtes, liaison of Z, vous êtes malaisien, vous êtes malaisienne. Okay, again. 2A français, 2A française, vous êtes malaisien, vous êtes malaisienne. Now, different nationalities. Okay, you have first in male form, female, male form, and female. Okay, now the answer. Whenever you have this question, are you French? You should have the answer with, whenever you have a question, are you French? There are two possible answers. You should answer with yes or no. And here you have oui for yes, non for no. So you have here oui, je suis français, non, je suis belge, non with like you have a G at the end. Non, je suis français, oui, je suis malaisienne. Right? Let's move to the next one. Il est belge. Elle est belge. Belge, stress at the G. Oui, il est belge. Non, elle est malaisienne. Now, this is how it is pronounced. This is il, this is L. But when you add est, it becomes a bit different. Il est. There's a liaison there. Elle est. Can you see that? Good. It means he is and she is. All right. Now let's move to the next one. To present oneself. Okay, you use moi. Remember, OI is pronounced as oua, not oi. So this one is moi, je suis Frédéric, et toi? Moi, je suis Jessica. Suis. The S at the end is silent. Moi, je suis Frédéric, et toi, moi, je suis Jessica. Me, I am Frederick, and you, me, I am Jessica. Now, to tell one's nationality, okay, you have moi, je suis français as silent, okay, et vous, the T is silent too, this one also silent. Moi, je suis français, et vous, monsieur. This is monsieur. Moi, je suis Belge. Stress at the G and S is silent. Moi, je suis français, et vous, monsieur? Moi, je suis Belge. Me, I am French, and you, sir? Me, I am Belgian. Okay, that will be all for today. So you have here some useful expressions to use in a daily conversation. Okay, all right. Just please remember to practice, okay, to repeat the questions and the answer, and do ask questions if you don't understand. So I'm wishing all of you merci beaucoup, bon courage, bonne continuation et au revoir.